Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to this yoga class. It's 2:30 on a Thursday. We've just been chatting about the weather just before I was letting, and yeah, it's a bit, isn't it? Not sure today, but maybe a little bit easier to practice yoga in than what it was like last Thursday when Natalia taught for me. Thank you to Natalia for teaching. We're going to do a lot of stuff which is going to be mat based today. So we're going to start lying down. And then what we'll do is we'll transition to seated, and we may stay seated. Do a lot of work through the shoulders, a lot of work through the neck. We'll definitely come onto all fours at some point. There might be a little bit of flow, but maybe not, because we've got about 40 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. So it's going to be quite a grounding practice today, quite gentle, but obviously, pretty mindful. That's what it's all about, right? So that's kind of where we're going to go today. So I invite you to get back onto your mat. If you're not there already, come to lie down. I've got my tea, and I'm loath to leave my tea, so I'm going to take it with me. So make sure you're hydrated, even though it's a bit cooler. Still really important to be hydrated. And come to lie down on your mat. Come down anywhere that feels good, and then find a comfortable position lying down. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to have my soles of the feet on the floor, and then I'm going to lie down in this kind of constructive rest variation. And then what I'd like you to do is just settle in. Let your body just melt down into your mat. Whether your knees are bent like mine or your legs are long, just notice how your lower spine feels, your hips. See if you can relax there just a little bit longer. You might kind of move around a little bit. There might be a little bit of movement before you settle. A little scratch here, a little fidget there, whatever feels good. And then see if you can just relax completely. I'm definitely relaxing as I yawn away here. It's good, right? I'm not going to say a lot here at the start, but what you might do for the next few minutes is just check in with your physical body and notice how your physical body feels. And check in with your breath. Notice how your breath feels. Now stay quiet for the next minute or two. I invite you just to settle in the shape that you found yourself in. Take kind of 3 or 4 more rounds of breath. And then from here, if your legs are long, begin to bend back into your legs really slowly. And you might kind of join us all who stayed in this version like I'm in with the feet on the floor. And then eventually bring your knees in towards your stomach, your belly, and then maybe hold around the knees or the backs of the legs. And just kind of guide the knees a little side to side. You can always do some circles, that can feel really good. Nice. And you might even squeeze your forehead up towards your knees. So you kind of squeeze in, make yourself into a little ball. Nice. And then what we'll do is we'll keep the right knee hugged in. So you've got this basket grip around the right knee. Soften your shoulders down, the back of your head. Lengthen out through the left leg. Kind of keep the left leg long so you feel that activation. And then really slowly, purposefully lower the left leg down. And kind of zip the left leg up from your heel to your hip. So the left leg remains quite strong. And then from here, what you might do is just guide this right knee around in circles. You see, I'm just kind of coaxing my knee around. I'm kind of a few times in one direction, maybe a few times in the other. You can open the knee out a little. You can maybe bring the knee a little narrower. And you might even release your hands completely. You can do this with a basket grip around your neck and maybe just guide your knee around in some circles. Maybe lengthen the leg out and bend the knee back in. And you can come back the other way. Nice. And then bring that right knee back in, remake the basket grip, and then you're going to guide the right knee over to the left. So you're going to come into a twist. So this left hand guides the knee over to the right. Guides the right knee over to the left. So you twist into the left. Your right arm comes out. You see, I've just done that. And then you're just in this nice, gentle twist. Sometimes what I do is I use my left hand as a little shelf, and then my right knee just rests. But then really soften the right shoulder blade down into the floor. See what you need to do to really relax the pose here. And we'll just spend a few breaths in this twist. Watch your breath, nice deep inhales, full, release and exhales. And when you're ready, inhale, come all the way back to center. And then bring your left knee in to meet it. And then you might kind of widen the knees out at this point and just feel inside the inner hips. The spine is releasing. Then bring the knees somewhat together and make the basket grip around the left leg or the left knee. And then maybe lengthen out through the right leg. And then slowly bring the right leg down. And any little movement that feels good, maybe a little external rotation of the knee, so the knee goes a bit wider. Still engage through this right leg, but it's the left knee that's opening out. Come back to center and then maybe over towards the left. And if you wanted to, maybe guide the knee in circles. And you could do that with the hands, or you can release the hands and same thing again, make that little basket grip around the back of the head, not pulling on the head or anything, and then just guiding the knee around. Nice. And then coming back to center, bring the hands around the knee again if you haven't already. And then with the help of the right hand, guide the left knee over to the right, open out through the left arm, and then you just guide over in this little twist. So you're kind of in this shape, right? You can look towards the knee or you can look straight up. If there's a little bit more room, you might look towards the left. It's your choice. Breathe in deeply here. Nice deep, rich inhales, full, release and exhales. Just 2 more rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, slowly come back to center and then hug your knees in one final time. And again, like we did at the start, you might just bring your forehead up towards your knees. We're going to come on to a seated position. So you can come into seated any way that feels good. Maybe you kind of just roll to one side, or you can rock up and down the spine a few times. So kind of rock up and you rock down, making sure you're not rolling onto your head or your neck. And then eventually see if you can come with the legs crossed. So you're going to be in Sukhasana. And in this position, you can always, just kind of prop it up a little. You can bring something underneath your sit bones, whatever feels good. Maybe have a little drink at this point. And then we'll do quite a lot of stuff seated, so make sure you are comfortable. And I said on, was it Monday when I did chair yoga, I was saying that you can do a lot of this stuff in a chair. So if you want to bring yourself into a chair, we're going to move a lot through some twists, we're going to move through the head, we're going to move through the shoulders. So you can do a lot of that without sitting on the floor. So if it feels uncomfortable sitting on the floor, and be my guest and find a position that feels really good for you. Bring the hands onto the knees, maybe the palms are face up. And then just drop your chin down towards your collarbone. So you just feel the heaviness through the back of your neck. And then the first thing we'll do is we'll just rock the head a little side to side. Through all of these poses, make sure your spine is long. Not putting a lot of effort into the spine being long, just kind of lengthening. Shoulders relaxed. You might close the eyes or you might just soften your gaze. And these little half moon shapes just freeing up the back of your neck. It can feel quite good, feel really rewarding. You can do plenty of things with the head and the neck today, so just building slowly. And then if you wanted to, you can make these movements a little bigger, so you might consider drawing a full circle. Pick a direction. And what I generally do is I inhale as my head comes up. I exhale as my head comes down. But in and out through the nose, inhaling up and exhaling down. And then from here, maybe bring the head back down and just swap it out, come back the other way. These can be really slow movements. We hold a lot of tension here. We don't realize how much tension we hold until we begin to move like this. And then you feel it in the shoulders and the neck and maybe the jaw. So what can you do to release any tension in the body? Even if it's just a tiny bit, right? Nice. Then bring your head all the way back to center. Take a full exhale. And we'll keep swapping the legs out. So have a quick look down and see which leg's in front, and you're going to swap the legs out. Now you can do it by just dropping the knees to either side, or you can just swap the legs out straight away. Just so you don't get uncomfortable or you feel the imbalance in the hips. If you're sat in a chair, then you're probably good where you are. I'm going to bring my right shin in front, so it already feels a little bit different. And we're going to carry on with movement through the neck and a little bit of movement through the shoulders. So from here, find your spine nice and long again, realign your spine. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to tip your head over towards your right. So the right ear just kind of drops down towards your right shoulder. Now you might kind of consider moving the head up and down a little, but really gently. And then the one thing you can do here is you can bring the right hand onto the left ear. But you're not pulling the head. Please don't pull it. Just kind of use the weight of the arm to kind of track the right ear down towards the right shoulder. You might consider opening out through that right shoulder a little more. And then if you wanted to, you can bring this left hand or the left arm into play. So you can swoop the left arm behind. Some people like to bring the left fingertips down on the floor. Be careful because it does make the stretch quite strong. And you might consider walking those left fingers behind the back a little more, so you kind of inch the fingers around to the right. Some people like to just keep the hand lifted, I should say, and you can turn the palm up and turn the palm down. You might lift a little higher and see how that feels. Nice. And then we'll do it this way. You kind of slide that right hand all the way over towards your right ear, and then kind of just hold on to the back of your neck, kind of cradle your skull, and then bring the left hand to meet it. Clasp the fingertips. On an inhale, open the elbows right out. So sit in nice and tall. As you exhale, maybe bringing the elbows together and round in the spine. Inhale to come up. Exhale to round. Remember, you can always exhale through the mouth. That sometimes feels really good. Inhaling up. Exhale to round. 2 more like that. Squeeze the elbows a little nearer together. Inhale up. Exhale to round. And then final time. Inhale to lengthen, pin the elbows back. And then exhale to round. Inhale back up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. This time, bring the fingertips down onto your mat and just have a little move through your shoulders, a little move side to side. You might even bring the arms out and kind of do this little side to side movement, like a little lateral stretch. That can feel quite nice. Don't think about this stuff too much. Maybe turn the palms forward, maybe turn the palms up, maybe turn the palms down, whatever feels good. Bring the hands back down just to support yourself, and then nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, drop your left ear over towards your left shoulder. So already you're kind of working out what's going on for you. The left hand might lift, you might hold on to the outer or around the right ear. Again, don't pull, kind of just use the weight of the arm, the elbow. You might rock the chin up, you might rock the chin down. You can consider swooping the right hand back now, maybe on the fingertips. This can feel really good. You've got this deep stretch down the right side of the neck, down through the shoulder. Maybe you walk the right fingertips over towards the left, so you kind of inch the fingertips behind the back. You can always do it this way, where you lift the arm, turn it up, turn it down, breathe it out. See how that feels. Nice. Beautiful. And then same thing again, maybe bring those right fingertips down, slide that left hand so it becomes just on the back of your head, cradling your neck, and then bring the right hand up to meet it. All right, a little side bend here. So inhale. As you exhale, just bend over towards the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, bend over towards the right. Kind of rolling that left shoulder up so you're not collapsing. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Rolling the right shoulder up, inhale to center, exhale to the right. So you just move in your own rhythm, always inhaling up, always exhaling down. So you'll feel this down the sides of the body, and we kind of neglect that area sometimes. So see how this feels. It's not about kind of trying to get the elbows down to the floor or anything crazy like that. It's just finding that deep stretch, this lateral movement side to side. Maybe a couple more times. Inhale, come all the way back to center. As you exhale, unclasp the hands, bring them all the way down this time, and then have a quick look with shins in front, because you're going to swap it out. Again, if you're in a chair, you could have done all of that in a chair. Stay where you are, have a little move around if that feels good. Just a little drop at the knees to either side. Nice. And then from there, we'll come back with the other leg in front. So I'm back to my left leg in front. We haven't finished with the neck yet. Believe it or not, we haven't finished. So we're going to do some nice, simple neck turns. Hands can be where you want. I'm going to bring them onto my knees just because it feels good. Sit nice and tall. As you exhale, just turn your head over toward the left. Inhale, turn your head to the right. That's your movement. Inhaling left. Exhaling right. Inhale left. And exhale right. A couple more times on either side. Inhale, bring your head all the way back to center. Nice. When you're ready, soften the left hand down. Inhale, right arm all the way up. Find that length through the right side of your body. Exhale, right arm over to the left. So now you're in a side bend. Now you can do something similar to what we did earlier. You can always bring the hand onto the back of the head. You're kind of rolling that shoulder forward. You can be like this, or you can keep the arm nice and long and you feel this lovely length down the right side of your body. Some people bend quite deeply into the supporting arm, the left arm, but it's your choice. Breathe deeply here. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Bring both arms out. Bring the palms face down here. And then just notice what it feels like with the arms lifted. How do the shoulders feel? And then from here, bring the right hand down. Inhale, left arm up, and then exhale, left arm over towards the right. Breathe it out. Inhaling, exhaling. So it's kind of one of those poses where you need the breath, right? You're doing all the poses, right? But here, send the breath where it's needed, right in between the ribs, into your rib cage. Nice. Inhale, come all the way back to center. This time, turn the palms forward and just take 2 breaths. Maybe pin the shoulders back a little more so the arms can track backwards. Nice. Bring the hands down. Give the shoulders a little shrug out. So you kind of just shrug them up quite informally, right? You don't have to kind of think about this too much. Kind of bring some movement into the upper shoulders. We'll do one more pose, then we'll move our legs out again. All right, so we're going to do something similar. We've just done this kind of side bend, and now we'll do it in a dynamic fashion, which just means we're going to move in and out with the breath, so it's quite good fun. Left hand down, inhale, right arm to the left, exhale, left arm to the right. Inhale, left, exhale to the right. And you just get into your rhythm, inhaling, exhaling as you go. Keep it going. You might be a little slower than me, you might be a little faster, it doesn't matter. Just kind of feeling the breath kind of drive the movements here. Again, if you're in a chair, you can do all of this stuff from a chair. Might look a little different, might feel a little different, but same principle, right? Breathing deep into the side body, opening up the shoulders. A couple more times on either side. And then bring your top arm down on an exhale, all the way down. Root your fingertips down, lean back into your hands, separate your feet, and then just drop your knees to either side again. Just so you're not feeling uncomfortable. We're going to carry on with the legs crossed or in a chair, your choice. All right. Sufi grind now. Hands onto the knees. This is a lovely one for the back. Really nice one for the hips. Inhale the chest forward. Exhale as you round the spine. And you just pick a direction. Doesn't matter which direction you go because we will swap it out. You might sit a little taller. You know, sometimes it's nice just to draw tiny little circles. They're quite subtle. And sometimes you bend a little deeper into the elbows and you make the movement a little more expansive and slow, right? Feels good. But don't push through any untoward pain. You know, make sure that everything feels relatively comfortable or very comfortable. Very comfortable is better than relatively, right? Inhale back to center. Take a full exhale when you arrive, and no rush to do that, and then come back the other way. Maybe another 3 or 4 rounds, something like that. And then when you're ready, inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale. This time, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. We're just going to come into a nice simple twist. So you're going to twist towards the right. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. Inhale to find length. And then exhale into your twist. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twisting. So you're never quite still. Little micro movements through the spine. See if you can stay really relaxed through your jaw. Take one more round of breath. No rush. Full exhale. Inhale, bring the hands all the way up. This time, clasp the hands, push the palms up. We did a kind of a seated cat-cow variation earlier, but now let's do it just by pushing the palms forward. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, pushing the palms forward. Tucking your navel back right towards your spine. Inhale to find length. And exhale to round. 2 more times. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last time. Inhale to find length. And then exhale, twist to the left. So right hand, left knee, left hand behind. Inhale to find length. Exhale into your twist. And just work out how it feels side to side, right? It's not always the same. So you breathe in deeply here. It's a little harder to breathe in a twist, so maybe breathe just with a little bit more intention. Make sure your breath serves the pose. One more round of breath. And then when you're ready, inhale, come back to center, bring the hands all the way back up one final time. As you exhale, frame your hands to your heart. In fact, should we do it again because it felt good? Let's do it 2 more times. So we'll do it like this. Inhale to bring the arms up through the nose. Not the arms through the nose, that'd be difficult. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. And exhale, bring in the hands all the way down. Beautiful. From here, we're going to come onto all fours. So when you're ready, take your time to get there. It's a good time to grab a drink. And then arrive on all fours. And maybe just give the legs a little stretch back. Because we've been sat there for a good amount of time, right? So nice to kind of stretch one leg back. Maybe press into the toes. Stretch the other leg back. Nice. And then we'll fall into a child's pose just for a few breaths. So split the knees wide, big toes touch. See if you can bring your sit bones back towards your heels and then just find a child's pose. Maybe your kind of deepest breaths of the class so far. When you're ready, bring yourself back to all fours, and then this time lengthen out through your right leg. So nice big stretch out through the right leg. Nice. Stay here if you want, or you can stretch out through the left arm. So right leg's long, left arm's long. Yeah, so you're in this little balance. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bring everything down. And then inhale, left leg or right arm. Exhale, bring it down. So you just swap sides. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Exhale. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale. So just move side to side in your own rhythm. And you're looking to bring as much stability as you can as you kind of move here. So you're not kind of moving the hips around too much. You're just letting the hips be nice and neutral. And it might be really slow with the movements, right? It doesn't have to be, fast movements. Just move with as much ease as you can. Do it 2 more times on either side. Nice. And then when you get to all fours, just kind of circle your hips out. Kind of little movement side to side, maybe backwards, maybe forwards, whatever feels good for you. And then we're going to lengthen out through the right leg again, but turn your right toes to the right long edge of your mat. So you come into this kind of adapted side plank. Left hand underneath your nose, inhale, right arm up. Nice. Don't need to do a lot here, just kind of breathe it out. If you wanted to, you can always kind of think about the left leg and sort of kickstand it out. So that's an external rotation. So your left toes will come off the long left edge of your mat. See, I just did that little movement. So you can be here. So if you do that, then you can lift out through the right leg. Maybe. Your choice. Little balance, right? You'll feel it in this outer right hip. So there's a bit of strength work going on there as well. Nice. Take one more round of breath. And then exhale, bring everything down. Nice. Come back to all fours and just move through some cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the belly down, lifting your head, lifting your heart. Exhale, round in your spine. Plenty of work through the spine today, right? Nice. Inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, left leg goes long. Turn the toes, long left edge of your mat. Bring the right hand underneath your nose and then inhale, left arm up. Same thing again. This might be where you want to stay. I think it's a good spot. Or look down to your right knee, little kickstand of the right leg out. That's going to give you a little bit more stability. Then you can lift out through the left leg. You don't have to lift it high, just as high as feels good for you. You can look up, you can look down. You can close the eyes if you really want to challenge your balance. One more round of breath. And then a full exhale, bring everything down. Nice. Into your final child's pose. So walk the hands a little further forward, split the knees nice and wide, and then settle back into the final time we'll be here in child's pose. Breathe in deeply. And sometimes it takes a bit of time, doesn't it, just to release the hips and the back. Hopefully with some of the movements we've done earlier in the class, this kind of helps with the kind of more static nature of this pose. And then what we're going to do, just simply walk the hands back towards the knees, and then you can come back onto your back. So you can just tuck into the toes. Now, if you wanted to, you can walk the hands back towards the knees, and you can kind of just sit in a little squat. You can be right up on your toes in a squat. So this is quite nice, if this works for your body. Or you can actually bring the heels down and just sit a little lower. So you can be in this kind of shape. So your choice. We won't be here for long. If squatting's not for you, your body doesn't like it, don't push it. It's strong on the hips, it's strong on the knees. So you need to be really careful here. Nice work, everyone. All right, bring the hands down very slowly. Just untuck the legs and then come to lie down on your backs again. So when you arrive, you don't have to come down in any kind of funky way. You can do it really simply by bringing the hands down and then just lowering your body down, hugging your knees in, rocking a little on your spine. And you got a choice here. You can come straight into Shavasana. This is your final resting pose. Or you can maybe do a happy baby, or you might want to do another twist, whatever's in your practice. I'm going to drop into Shavasana straight away. If you've got any props, sometimes it's nice. I've got a bolster here. Some of you guys might have a bolster or a cushion or a blanket. You can support your legs out. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to place this bolster underneath my knees. I'm going to have one final drink. And then I'm just going to have a big stretch out. And then I'm going to arrive in Shavasana. In fact, I'm going to keep my arms relatively wide today because I can. And then I'll be quiet here. We'll just settle in. And I'll try not to fall asleep. I'll guide you out of Shavasana in a few minutes' time. Try not to skip this part. And then from here, just really gently and slowly, just bring a little bit of movement back to your body. Maybe start with your fingers and your toes. You can progress to your ankles and your wrists. Feel free to have a good stretch out through the arms and maybe out through the legs. Or maybe bend the knees in one final time. And roll over to whatever side's more comfortable. Use your bottom hand as a little resting pillow. And just take a couple of rounds of breath here. And eventually pressing into your top arm to unravel and come all the way up. And then find yourself in your final comfortable position. I'm going to go cross-legged again, but you can be in a chair still. And we'll bring our hands to our heart. Notice the effects of your practice. Very chilled one today. Calming energy. Thank yourself for showing up. And then just with a wholehearted bow, wishing yourself well, Wishing everybody else well. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming today. It's really nice to practice with you. Remember, lots and lots of content for you guys on the Virtual Village Hall. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, it's all there. Surveys. I'm just looking here on the side if I've missed anything. No. And who's been with us today? Just before I go, Irene's been here. All right, Irene. It's always nice to have you along. Margaret, as always, from Northumberland. Back there next month. Just got some friends that have just moved to Whitley Bay, so we're going to see them. Jackie's been here as well. Alan, Tammy. Nice to have you guys here. All right. Look after yourselves, guys. I'll be back next week. We'll do chair yoga, and then we'll be back here for mat-based yoga, same time, Thursday, 2:30. Chair yoga bumps around a little bit, either on a Monday or a Tuesday, usually on a Monday or a Tuesday, sometimes on a Thursday. But check the schedule. Comes out every single week. You find it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's always there. And there's loads of amazing content from so many great tutors. So check them out because they're worth it. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you all soon. I'm out here. Thank you. Bye.